Hey friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. Today is a very fun day because we are all here at the Signature Garden starting to get ready for opening day. We are opening in, I think it's like 10 days. Saturday, February the 17th is going to be our opening day for the 2024 season, and we are so stinking excited about it. As you know, we have been in production mode for the past couple of weeks now. All of the plants that we currently have are all nice and potted up. So we are moving our attention down here to the nursery. We're going to do a little bit of a zone defense, offense, whatever you want to call it. And we are going to tackle each area of the garden center together as a team. Today is Signature Garden Day. And so what we're going to do is just kind of take you along for the ride. I'm going to kind of walk through real quickly here and talk about the things that need to be done, that I want to get done before we open up, and just explain what we're doing. So you're kind of going to go in a day in the life here at the nursery with us. We do have the whole team here. We have an old familiar face who is rejoining the Creekside team. It is early in the morning and the sun is kind of may not be totally our friend as far as the filming, so you might see a couple of shadows here and there, but you can see everybody is out and working. What we are doing, okay, we're just going to take it step by step. One, you can see that we have our Signature Garden sign. That is one of the top things that we are going to do today, is get that post in the ground and get it mounted up. We are going to place it really kind of like right here. So Jerry has a 6x6 post that we will concrete into the ground, cut it off at the appropriate height. We're going to paint it white, and then we are going to hang our beautiful Signature Garden sign on there. So this is, of course, the entrance to the gardens right here. People have asked a bunch about how we're going to handle this right here. We have a plan. Jerry has come up with a great plan that maybe it is temporary in the fact of that it lasts for a year or so and then we do something different. But we do have a plan. We're going to have a nice level path to go through there. So don't worry, you don't have to go down in the divot of the dry creek bed. So we're going to get that. We're not going to tackle that today. That's going to be a whole nother project. We are focusing on some other things today, but just know that we are going to take care of that. That will be done by the time that we open, so you can come explore the garden when we are open, beginning February the 17th. So that is, I think Jerry and I are going to tackle that as soon as I get off the camera. You can see I've got all my sweet people out there, and they are cleaning up the perennial beds. So that was number one. We're going to go around this way. Remember that the 4 outside flower beds are all filled with shrubs and perennials. This first one has already been done. So everybody is coming through and trimming back the perennials. The shrubs have already been taken care of, but like, for example, this Achillea, this yarrow, it still had a lot of old growth on it. They got it all nice and cleaned up, and now you just see the little green mounds on it. Same thing here with the Amsonia, right? So Amsonia, all these perennials are coming back from brand new growth, just cleaning them up. Then Andrew was coming back through with the rake and just tidying up the mulch, because remember a couple of weeks ago, a month ago, we had that massive rainstorm that came through and we had extensive flooding through here. It washed just a little bit in the flower beds. We were super impressed with how the Signature Garden did overall. We did not have any major damage here in the garden from that, but we just had some, because it was such torrential downpours, we did have some of the mulch just move. So Andrew's just simply coming back and just kind of smoothing everything out, getting the leaves out, and just that neat and tidy, right? We talk about it all the time, getting things neat and tidy. So that's the number one, is they are attacking that and getting all of that done. So there we go on that. I got Sweet Thing with me.
Hey.
What's up?
Do you like that?
I do. I love it.
Or do you want to put the?
No, I think that looks fantastic.
I mean, 'cause
I'm very happy with that.
we could go ahead and do that if you want.
What do you think?
The only reason I might do it would be for just weed protection.
Well, I mean, that's what I was thinking. I mean, the look of it is gorgeous, but if we're gonna do it, now's the time to do it before these perennials get flushed out and big.
Yeah.
And I think too, we could probably hit these, like we could bring
Well,
the machine
can,
up.
We can dump here and dump there, dump there, dump there, and it could just get wheeled in.
Well, if we can do that, I would love to do that.
All right, that's what we'll do.
Okay. So there you go. That's how we that's how we decide things here at Creekside, is on the fly. So that is, you heard that. So what we're gonna do is come in with our compost blend. So it's a compost pine bark fines blend that we have our supplier create for us. And so as Jerry said, because remember back in the fall, we did tons of land and sea. So what you see here is land and sea. But we are gonna come back through with that mulch because, as Jerry just said, weed control. The more mulch you put down, the nice thicker barrier of mulch, then less weeds that you have to worry about. Can we just stop for a minute and appreciate the beauty of the pansies and the violas? You were here with Mimi and Cece and myself, and we got these pansies and violas. So we have violas are along the outside border right here. And then these beautiful pansies, oh my gosh, y'all, are they just not spectacular? They are loving life right now and so gorgeous and so happy. The tulips are popping up. We got tulips popping up everywhere. Mary Claire just said, I may need to come at Easter and take my pictures with the tulips. And I was like, come on, sister. So the tulips are popping up everywhere. What we're also going to do is we have got the fountain. So Jerry is going to hook up the fountain as far as the electrical. We have electricity run here, so you can see the gray cord. We just need to get like the actual power plug put in. So that's on the to-do list today, so that way the fountain can be up and running. Behind Andrew, you can see where we've got those 4 unique stone benches. So we're gonna get those. We're gonna get those placed in the garden. Of course, they're gonna go 1 bench in each curve of the flower beds. That's gonna get done, and the neatness, tidiness. We also need to come back through where we had, where Andrew put in the stonework, right? I just want to come in here and shore it up just a little bit. I'm not sure if we can see it because of the sun, but there's a bit of a gap right here. There's no soil right here. So I just want to come in and kind of shore that up. It is more pronounced here on these walls because, I mean, obviously when he was putting in walls, he had to make sure that there was no soil right there, right? And so you can see that there is a pretty big gap right here. And so we need to come in here and fill that in, take care of that, any kind of weeds. We did have to remove a sprinter boxwood on each side because of the wall. So we need to fill in those holes, take care of that, and then poor Andrew. Andrew's got one more task on his list, because I would say perhaps, if you want to say the biggest damage that we had here on the signature garden with the storm that came through is this corner of the retaining wall. We had, and not even a retaining wall, the decorative wall here, because everything was flooded. Like this whole area was completely underwater. This was all underwater. The creek overflowed. It was just gushing and running. You can see right here against the pots, you can see all of those like leaves and pine needles and all that debris. So all of this was gushing, running water. The shrub lot is going to be a different day that we're going to tackle, but this is part of that debris. So everything here was completely under running water. We had one little corner of the wall start to wash out because, again, y'all, when I say it was a churning river, it was right here. And you can see that we had a little bit of wash as far as underneath that stone. So we've got to come in here and fix that, shore all of that up, and take care of that. So that is basically our to-do list today. Brenda is here. She's in Johnny. Sometimes she gets a little excited first thing in the morning, especially when it's nice and cool and chilly. So she's having a little quiet time in Johnny right now. So we're just gonna kind of set the camera up. I think we've got some drone footage that we're gonna do for you. Just kind of take you along for the day, see how we're gonna get everything neat and tidy. Cannot wait to welcome our guest who will be visiting with us not only on the first day, February 17th, but all throughout the entire season. Because remember, Signature Garden, completely free. Just come to Creekside and you can walk through the gardens absolutely free whenever we're open, which will be, for now, just be Saturdays, and then we'll open up Wednesdays through Saturdays, 9 to 3. So all the gardens here at the Garden Center are open and free to the public, and we can't wait to see you. So we're gonna get busy so that it looks great for you when you come. All right, my friends, today's project, the cleanup is done. It is complete. It went a whole lot faster than I thought it might go. We got everything done that I wanted to accomplish today. Many hands make light work, and man, we attacked this and just did. It looks so nice. So let me walk you through and show you all of the tweaks, the improvements, the little things that we got done. And then we have, I'm gonna hang the sign, rather, it's getting lunchtime. My little brain's not working well. We're gonna get this sign hung here in a little bit. Andrew is putting on the final coat of paint. We'll let that dry, and then we will go ahead and hang the sign, and I'll show that to you here in just a little bit. All right, the garden. It is nice and neat and tidy. Everything is looking great. Adding that nice layer of the compost with the pine bark fines in there in these 4 outer beds. Yes, we are going to do the inner beds as well, but we're gonna wait until we go ahead and plant the annuals. So once the pansies, violas, tulips are done, then we will come back and plant our annuals, of course, in the spring, and we will put the mulch in then. For right now, I mean, we're gonna have to put the mulch in when we do the annuals. They've got land and sea in there, and so they are doing just fine. Does not bother me one bit. Got everybody pruned right. I'm a huge fan of neat and tidy. We talk about it all the time, and it is definitely neat and tidy in here. The little pansies are just so happy and shining with their sweet little faces up towards the sun. And then, yes, we got the benches installed as well. So Cece and I kind of worked on that. Everybody worked together as far as getting the benches over here, and then Cece and I worked getting them in. We're going to leave them on the grass. We're going to kind of test that out and see how it goes. We know that if the grass gets, worn down, so if a ton of people, which I hope happens, a ton of people come and sit on the benches, and maybe they wear out a spot and it starts to get, the grass just, dies here in front of the bench, we can always come back and we can make a nice pad right here for the benches to sit on. So that is not a problem whatsoever. We're gonna have to come in here when we cut the grass. We will have to take the weed eater, the edger, whatever you want to call it, to clean up the lines, because obviously the mower can't get right up against the stone. We will want nice tight edges on the flower bed. So we're gonna have to bring the weed eater in here anyway. So when we're doing that, we will just clean up around the benches because we will be doing, as far as mowing, we will be using a push mower. Now, also, doesn't the grass just look fantastic? You saw us lay down this fescue sod here back in, that would have been, what, late November, early December when we did that. So in North Carolina, where we are, because we are in the Piedmont, meaning that we're not in the mountains and we're not the sand hills or the coast, we're right here in the middle, right? And we can do either cool weather grass like this fescue, or we can do hot weather grass like Bermuda and Georgia, centipede, that kind of stuff. Jerry and I choose to do fescue because we like having green grass in the wintertime. The only time fescue starts to really look bad is possibly, if you don't keep enough water on it, would be in the heat of the summer. So towards the end of July into August. It can kind of start to go a little bit dormant, get a little bit of a brown color if you don't keep enough water on it because it's just so hot. And then of course in the fall, when the temperatures go down, then it perks right back up and it looks like this in the wintertime. We get asked all the time what kind of grass we have. We have fescue. I don't know the exact type of fescue. We got this as sod from Super Sod down in, this came from a farm in Orangeburg, South Carolina. So little tip on that. So yes, the grass is looking amazing, and we will come in here and we will use a push mower on this because with the riding mower, it's just a little tight for a riding mower, and I think a push mower would do nice because that way we can get it nice and bagged. But yeah, so all the benches are in. We've got all the flower beds are neat and tidy, and the mulch is down. It just looks great. And then the other thing that we did as well, Jerry, of course, got the power hooked up. When we didn't actually come in here and add soil to this area, because with the violas being right here on the edge, I think right now it would probably look more of a mess if we tried to add the soil in. So we're just gonna leave it. I don't think it's as noticeable as it was up on the wall. We're gonna let the violas do their thing. We're gonna let the tulips do their thing. When we come back in here in the spring to plant the hoopla, supertunia, hoopla, vivid orchid, then we will certainly shore it up with some more soil, and that way any little gaps right here we can fill in. Basically, we want the soil to come right underneath the lip of the top plate. So we'll add some in then, and then we can, kind of hide a little bit. You can see just a little bit of the conduit right there for the power. Got that in. When we have, notice he put it on the back side. There's no way really to disguise an electrical outlet, y'all. When the supertunias are in, they're gonna get nice and full. They will be perfectly fine. It'll all blend in and it will be just fine. We are not gonna put water in the fountain because I was like, oh, Jerry, can we put water in the fountain? He's like, well, babe, it's gonna freeze tonight. So we have to wait just a little bit longer before we can put water in the fountain. Cannot wait to put water in this fountain and just let it go. It is going to be such a glorious thought and sight and sound and everything. So you know that our sweet Alyssa is getting married here in May. So the ceremony is going to be back there. Yes, we have a lot of work to do that there. It's fine. And then so she was working and she was like, Oh, the tulips. She said, maybe I just need to move the wedding up by 2 months. And I was like, honey, your mama would kill you. You can't do that. But like she said, I keep forgetting that the fountain is a fountain and that there's gonna be water in it and bubbling and trickling because, of course, the whole time it's been here, it's only just been a structure. So that's gonna be really fun to see it going. We'll bring you along for the ride whenever it is that we do that. So the fountain, that kind of stuff is done. And then you can, let's come over here first of all to these walls. And you can see probably that the camera's picking up on it as far as the color difference here. So what we did is we had some of our professional potting mix that was left over from last year. So this is a year old. We're not using it gonna use it for potting up our annuals and perennials and so forth. So this is perfect to come in here and we just shored it up. So if you can see, again, it is right up to the bottom of the edge right here. Goes under the lip and just brought it up. We will probably come back and just top dress, I'm thinking maybe with some compost just to cut, because you can see the perlite, you know, and like it's very obvious that it's a difference in that little detail will probably drive me crazy. So perlite is the little white stuff that they use for aeration. And so you can clearly see that there's some sort of difference here. So we'll kind of come back in here and just top dress just real lightly, probably with some land and sea, and top dress it up. But this will be perfect when we come in here to plant our annuals for the spring summer season, right? And just have loads of color in here. Cannot wait. This is one of those areas that I'm so stinking excited about doing. If you missed that video where I was telling you about what annuals I'm going to be using, then go back and check that out. So there you go. What we're going to do is, just to give you a quick little recap, of course, we have the little line punches that go down through here, then the sprinter boxwoods right there. The idea as far as placement is that both the hydrangeas will grow together. So we will have like a hedge of hydrangeas right here, and then the same thing with the sprinter boxwoods. They will grow together, we will trim them, and so it will be a solid hedge right here. Currently, we have tulips filled in right here. For this season, we are going to be having this 2024. We're going to have Supertunia Vista Jazzberry. We'll be completely filling in this area, mass planting there. And then coming down in the center, I'm trying to remember, I can't remember if I'm doing the unplugged pink salvia or an angelona. I'll have to go back and look at my notes because I can't remember. That'll probably be the only year that we have to do that. I just want something to kind of fill in the gap here so it doesn't look so obvious. We space them perfectly, so when the hydrangeas are full grown and the sprinters are full grown, they will just kiss each other. That's the perfect time while you're waiting on your shrubs to grow is to use annuals in there as a filler. So we'll just do like a straight right down there, hedge of that. And then this is going to be super fun for me because on the front, we're going to do a mixed planting. So maybe I pick 7, 8 plants and come up with a pattern, and then I just repeat the pattern all the way down. So excited about that. And then, of course, the post. So Andrew got the post in, used the Power Planter auger, right? Use that, got it in the ground, and got it painted. So this is a 4x6 post. It was probably 6 feet tall. 6 feet tall. Probably went 2 feet in the ground. 2.5 feet in the ground. And then of course we did go ahead and put concrete. So we learned a long time ago that with our soil, because we have that clay soil, especially this time of year, it's super wet. So we work smarter, not harder, and we will pour a bag of the quick set concrete in there. So this is the quick set. You just pour half of a bag of dry concrete in there. Then you take a bucket of water, add a good splash in there, let that kind of soak in a little bit. Add the rest of the concrete, add some water, let it soak in, and then just backfill with soil. It works perfectly every single time. We don't actually mix up the wet concrete and pour it in there. We don't need to do that. This works great. So we did that, and Andrew and Jerry got that done, and then Andrew came back and painted it. And we will go ahead and once the paint dries, and then we will put the sign up and Y'all, this sign is gorgeous. My daddy is a woodworker, and to see this beautiful sign that is engraved with, it's just first class. So, of course, it's Proven Winners, and they did an amazing job for us and sent that out to us, and we've had it for a month, 6 weeks, and this has just been the perfect time to get everything ready. So we will get that hung up, and then we were sitting there talking, and Jerry was like, do you want me to I think you'll understand when I come from this, but Jerry said, do you want me to get the chainsaw and round off the corners? And I'm thinking, with the chainsaw rounding the corners on the Proven Winner signature sign post, and I was like, no. And I said, don't take this the wrong way. I said, but if you don't do it perfectly, it's going to drive me crazy. And so then I think it was Andrew or Jerry said, well, we need to get like a cap on it. And I was like, ooh. So you know how I'm always telling you about Professor Google? So I literally went on Google and I put in post cap or cap for 4x6 post, right? That's all I did. There's a store, Post Cap Depot, out of Georgia. That's all they do. So I got a hammered copper top that will go on top of the post. How great is that? So I ordered one and it's shipping to me. And so we'll put it on there, be super pretty, decorative, right? That just take it to the next level, and then we'll have the sign up there as well. So, so great. We will, once the paint dries, we'll try to get this hung today. I'll try to show it to you in this video. If I don't get it in this video, we'll get it in the next video, because we're going to be here for the next couple of days getting everything nice and neat and tidy. But it feels great. It is only lunchtime and this project is done. So what we're going to do now is move to the shrub lot, get the things on the shrub lot neat and tidy. We got to do some weeding, we got to do some pruning. We've got the wash like I showed you before from the flood. We'll take care of that. But yeah, man, it's a great day. We can be outside in the beautiful sunshine, and it's not too cold, it's not too hot. It's a great day. As always, we hope you found this fun, informative, and inspirational. If you're in the area of Dallas, North Carolina, come by. Free, all people to come through and walk the gardens when the nursery is open. Don't be showing up at my house on a Sunday morning. The gate will be closed. Don't be coming on Sunday morning, people. So we'd love to see you. As always, we appreciate you. See you in the next video. Bye.